Alright everyone, now we need to set up our project and this course is based on .NET 10 SDK. So you need to download .NET 10 SDK and install it in your local system. And we are using this course for SQL Server. So you need to have SQL Server in your local, or if you are having SQL Server in Azure or any other place, that is also fine. You just need to provide that connection string, and after that we are going to use our preferred code editor. So I prefer VS Code for coding. If you prefer something else, you can obviously go for that. If you want to go for any other IT or any other editor, that is totally fine. I prefer VS Code. So if your .NET 10 SDK is not installed, please go to the website and check for the .NET 10 SDK. Simply go to Google and search .NET 10 SDK download, and you'll get the link from the official Microsoft, and here you can download as per your preferred system. So I'm using macOS, so I have downloaded this .NET 10 SDK and also it is installed. To check if it is installed or not in your system, simply go to your terminal and type .NET dash dash list dash SDKs and press enter. You get to see the number of SDKs which are installed in your system. So as you can see, I have two SDKs installed as of now, 9 and 10, but I'm going to use 10 at this moment. For Visual Studio Code also, you can go to the browser and search for VS Code, and you will end up again the official site of the Visual Studio Code, and you can download as per your requirement of system. And if you have already some IDE, that is also fine. And the last part of our system setup is the SQL Server. If you are using Windows system, you can directly go and download SSMS. You can simply type SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio, and you'll find this official document page of Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. If you click on this link, you will get the download SQL Server Management Studio 22 installer or whatever is the latest. This will not work for Mac system. So for Mac, what we can do, we can first download Docker Desktop. We can run this SQL through Docker image. For that, we need to download Docker Desktop. You need to again go to this link, or you can simply go to your browser and search for Docker Desktop, and here you'll get some links of Docker Desktop. And let me okay, so here we are getting this downloadable link for our system. This is selected for Windows, but we can select Mac and we can download as per our system requirement. So I'm using this Apple Silicon MacBook. So if you're using Intel chip, that is also fine. After downloading Docker Desktop, you should install this Docker Desktop, and which is pretty easy. So after installing Docker Desktop, you need to download, you need to pull the image of SQL Server, and that you will get from this link. This link is already shared in the YouTube description. You just need to search for the you can search in the browser like SQL image, SQL Docker image, SQL Docker image, and you can get it from the Docker Hub, also from the this link which I was sharing over here, learn.microsoft.com. I prefer this Microsoft URL, but both the links are okay. If you are going through Docker Hub, that is also fine. See, you can get the same, and you can directly get this pull command. But if you are going through this Microsoft Learn, you can get to know more about this, and adding to that, you will get this pull comment for your system for this Docker image. So after pulling this, we need to run this Docker image, although it has provided some of the run command, but I prefer some different kind of comment which I have created. I'll show you in my VS Code. So for running this Docker command, what you can do is you can just simply type docker run, then then except EULA equals to y, and then the then we need to provide this ms sql hyphen essay hyphen password. If you are familiar with the SQL Server Management Studio, you know what is essay means. Essay is the local user, and then we have the password. So the password is going to be whatever password you want to provide. Just let's say my password is going to be my SQL password, something like that. And then again we go for this echo command, and then we provide the ms sql then PID, which is going to be developer in this case. And after that again and then ms sql user, which is going to be obviously AC, and because for the AC user we have this password. And after that the port is going to be 1433, which is basically the default port, but we should mention this. And after that the name SQL, then we have to provide that link for this pool image. I'll copy it from here, the link this MSR, whatever we had pulled that time, that link we need to provide. Alright. So if you run this command, your SQL server will be running in the Docker image. So I have my Docker already running in my desktop, and this is the image which I have downloaded, and it is not running at this moment, but we can run this image, then we'll have this container ready. And right now it is stopped, so I'll run this image a little bit later, or we can run it now. Sorry. Let's click on this start button and we can run this image. Now it has run, or you can run it from the comment also. I previously run it from the comment, now I have run it from here. Now it has run. Now to check the databases like SSMS, you can download this extension, which is SQL Server extension. And if I open this extension, you need to fill up a form for the SQL Server connection that is similar like we connect in SSMS. So as you can see in my connection, the Docker localhost already came over here with the user of SA. Now it is loading the databases over here. So it has loaded the databases, and you can see there are only one database, which I created during practice of this code, and you can see the other system databases over here. All right, right now I'll delete this database because I'm going to create it again. So I'll click on drop database over here. Drop database option, delete backup and restore history, drop active connections, and we need to check. I understand this action is permanent and irreversible. Okay, then click on drop. It will take some time, but it will drop the database. Now, as you can see, there is no database available, only the system databases are available.